Thank you, Dr. Dennison and Pastor Daniel, for giving me this privilege to be here to share my journey in nation building with all of you. I would like to bring you greetings from Penang and from Georgetown Baptist Church, which has been my home church for the last 33 years. And just a little introduction about myself so that you understand the background. I'm married with 3 boys. One of them is my husband, all right, who has been very supportive of my work. So thank you very much, Joe. And 2 of them are my sons. They are aged 20 and 15 respectively. And I do corporate training and lecturing on a freelance basis, part-time basis. I write songs when I'm inspired. And I'm also involved in the worship ministry of my home church. And my church has recently started a ministry called BEAM, which stands for Beacon for Malaysia, which is also trying to engage more Christians into nation building. So in a nutshell, this is who I am, all right? And I'm going to share with you about my journey in nation building. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure all of us, and I believe all of us are contributing to nation building in one way or another. But what I'm going to talk about is probably to engage, more of the public sphere, right, in nation building and making an impact more publicly and, taking our faith a step further than where we are right now. So I'm going to take you through my journey in chronological order. A lot of things has happened for the past 2 years since the launch of this song that you have just watched, Kita Bangsa Malaysia. So it all started with the song, Kita Bangsa Malaysia. All right, so you've just watched the video. And I wrote this song in 2012. And it's more unique than the other songs I've written because the other songs that I've written are faith-based. So when the Lord inspired me to write this song, I was like, wow, okay, I don't know what to do. So I prayed and, I sought the Lord as to what He wants me to do with this song. So to cut the story short, a few friends and I brainstormed and, we thought, maybe we can make a music video and make it available on YouTube to be freely shared, all right, to the public, to instill a sense of unity, to promote unity and respect amongst Malaysians, and, to really berganding bahu, untuk membangun negara, to really join hands to build the nation together. So I actually proposed that maybe it could be a collective effort in the sense that those who are specialized in the media, can contribute their talents, and then those in producing songs, they can also do something. But when I proposed the idea, well, actually there were no takers, and at that time, I knew that I had to be the one who will have to see the whole project into completion. So I got together a few good friends, and we brainstormed as to what we can do about this song. So we recorded the song. Firstly, we have to record the song first, and I make sure that the singers are from setiap lapisan masyarakat Malaysia, in the sense that they are all from different ethnicities and faith, including friends from Sabah and Sarawak. So actually KL has a claim on this song because we have Elena Koshi and Patrick Leong, all right, contributing to this song. So we did this song, and then next we were thinking, at first we were, thinking maybe we just put some still pictures and then, have it on YouTube. But then we reckoned that it may be a little bit boring. So that's when we know that we have to do something more and develop it into a full-fledged music video. And we got together people. Actually, some of the people that you see in this video are not my direct friends, but I got my friends to rally their friends, and then they bring their friends, okay? So I didn't do it alone. I actually had the support and help from a lot of people. So we got together. This is Gary, the director, and then David Teresa, the art director. So this is the making of the video, all right? And the end result is this one, yeah? So, well, the Lord's hand is really upon this video because I've never made a music video before. This is the very first time. And this particular boy that you see, he was supposed to be the hero that saved the game, you know? And I actually didn't find him until 5 days before the video shooting. So you can imagine how anxious I was. I literally breathe and eat and live and prayed. KBM, all right, Kita Bangsa Malaysia. So, but the Lord provided, so I really praise God for that. And I remember that a few days before the shooting took place, it was very hazy, just like probably in KL, in Penang, just not too long ago. And I was worried whether the shooting can, take place. But again, on the day of the shooting, the air was very clear, and I really thank God for that because I told the Lord, I said, we can't afford another day of shooting because by then, a lot of people won't be available, and it's going to cost us another days of, video shooting fees. So the Lord, has been very, very faithful to see us through this project. And then, 2 months later, Nicky Cheong, a prominent social commentator, came out with his project, 50 by 50 MY, where he collected 50 stories to commemorate the 50 years of nationhood as in the formation of Malaysia. So he invited people to contribute to stories. And actually, I don't know Nicky Cheong at that time, but I saw what he was doing, and he actually invited people to contribute to stories. So I thought, maybe I can just share the video with him. So I messaged him through the Facebook and, just introduced myself. And I told him about this video, but I didn't push for my story to be shared. I just said, okay, enjoy the video, right? And he took a look at it, and he said, yeah, it's good. And I would like to share your story. So that's how my story ended up in the website, all right? Sorry. All right. So fast forward to January 2014. So if you remember, that was a time where, at the height of the Allah issue, a lot of things happened. Certain quarters were threatening to protest in front of a church in Klang. Then a group of right-thinking Malaysians got together and visited the church and, promote goodwill and respect. And they actually distributed flowers to the parishioners of the church. So some of you may remember this iconic picture, all right? And this group later became Malaysians for Malaysia, which is headed by Azrul Muhammad Khalib. He's a convener for Malaysians for Malaysia. And on the January 26th, after that, they actually did a walk in the park at KLCC, again, to promote unity, respect, harmony amongst Malaysians. So that's a good thing they did. And then, Penang was not spared, okay, of these attacks as well. On the 26th, it's a Sunday morning, suddenly, 5 churches, when they went to church, they found some provocative banners being put up at their church, 5 of them, all right? And then in the early morning of 27, some Molotov cocktails were thrown to this church, the Church of the Assumption in Lebo Fakuha. So a lot of things happened as well, a lot of things were stirred up. And when Azrul saw what happened, he did a shout out to through the social media, say, hey, why don't we do a walk in the park Penang as well to counter, all the negative stirrings that's been happening. And I got to know about it, and I said, yeah, let me volunteer. Okay, now for those of you who know me, I'm actually very thin-skinned, all right? But I think, through all these incidents and, avenues that God has opened to me, I think my skin has grown a few inches thicker already. So in the sense that total stranger also say, yeah, let me volunteer, I'd like to do something. Because in my heart, I felt that this is what we can do, all right? This is a little thing that we can do. Do something about it, and, and we just participate, all right? So, we started planning. We set ourselves a group, messaging group in Facebook, and we planned. So we did a walk in the park, Penang, on 16 February 2014. So, this is, again, one of the iconic pictures that has appeared in social media. You can see all the purple balloons, flowers, and everything. All these are contributed by individuals, all right? And this is the group picture that we took before we started walking through the heritage area. We actually visited 4 houses of worship at that time. So this is what took place. This is Azrul, and then Aida Reza, my co-organizer, and myself, during the press conference. And we sang Kita Bangsa Malaysia before we start walking. And then we also sang Rasa Sayang, and we did some joget, at a park. And we started visiting the houses of worship. So this is the first one, it's St. George's. So this is Padre Charles Samuel, Azrul presenting a bouquet of flowers to Padre Charles. And then Aida presenting the bouquet of flowers to a representative from the temple, from a Taoist temple. And then this is myself presenting a bouquet to the chairman of a Hindu temple. And of course, the iconic picture again. This is Padre Charles Samuel presenting the bouquet of flowers to Cikgu Muhammad from Masjid Jami' in Lebuh Aceh. So now, in organizing all this, I actually had no prior context with all these houses of worship. But again, the Lord's favor was upon us. As I prayed for context and all that, he just dropped names, and we got the permission to visit these houses of worship. In fact, this Hindu temple, it was a last-minute insertion. A friend of mine were doing a prayer drive, prior to the walk in the park. And then I said that, actually there's a missing link, in all these houses of worship. We really needed to visit this temple, pay a visit to the temple. And we just walked in, and we, asked for some contacts, and we phoned the chairman, and the chairman straight away said, yes, yeah, you all can come. So that was, a last-minute insertion. So the Lord really opened the door for us in this. So it has garnered a lot of interest. It has appeared in many news portals, in Malay Mail Online, Malaysian Insider, Malaysia Kini, and it has also caught the attention of YB Lim Kit Siang, right, who mentioned about this walk. So I think we made the impact in this walk in the sense that we input, the positive message in the midst of all the negativities. And of course, shortly after that, 27, KBM made its way to NUCC website. NUCC stands for National Unity Consultative Council. And actually, I didn't lift a finger to do this, all right? The Lord just opened the way, but I believe He worked through Azrul and friends to get it up there. So we really thank God for that. And then, of course, MH370, when the tragedy happened, Malaysians for Malaysia mobilized a lot of shopping complexes, public places, to put up the wall of messages, all right, a wall of hope, so that people can write their messages of, sympathy or prayers for the loved ones and families on board MH 370. So we also mobilized some shopping complexes in Penang to do this. And also, I proposed to my church, all right, why don't we put up one in GBC as well? So we did that, and everybody had a chance to, write down their messages, to stand, to demonstrate, or to express their standing in solidarity with those who are grieving. So I can tell you that, I was there personally to actually invite, again, total strangers, please come and write, whatever you would like to express. And I can tell you that Malaysians are really, really nice people. All right, they were supportive, they were not hesitant at all. They said, yeah, okay, no problem. And they just write their messages down. So we really see the beautiful side of Malaysians here. And then, of course, in July, again, as part of Malaysians for Malaysia initiative, we organized a Puasa for Malaysia, and we actually invite people to book up Puasa together, all right? To promote understanding amongst Malaysians. So, but a day before, when we were supposed to do this, again, MH17 was downed. So we actually rallied the diners, all right, in the restaurant to, again, put down their messages to, offer their sympathies and condolences to the families. And then last year, also, during the Merdeka and Malaysia Day period, again, I took part in Nicky Cheong's project, which is called 57, where he, collated the stories. So I contributed mine as well. And then fast forward again to December. Again, I think a lot of things happened during these 2 years. Things seem to intensify. So that's why we have to do a lot of things just to make our stand known, make our voices heard. And if you remember, G25, a group of prominent retired servants, all right, they came out with their stand, they came out with their letter, and subsequently after that, I Am 26 by Liana Khairuddin. And these two groups basically, originally, they were intended to cater for Malay Muslims. So Azrul thought that, why don't we, have one as well for all Malaysians, to be inclusive. So he started this, and he invited some of us, 25 of us, to be the signatories. So this is reported in SAYS, all right. So this is myself with the Baru Bangun Dari Tidur look. I was actually on holiday, and then I received a message, please take your picture and send. Okay, all right. So I look a little bit sleepy here. Okay, never mind. And it has garnered, attention from media. So this is Datuk Nur Farida of G25, Liana Khairuddin of IM26, and Azrul representing Kami Juga 25. Yep. So recently again, Puasa for Malaysia, Penang 2015. So we had this makan together. And of course, the big gathering last week. Okay. And, my husband and I, and, many Penangites actually came to be part of the hundreds of thousands of people making a stand, right, that we want a better Malaysia. So this is where we took part again. Okay, so if I were to summarize what happened, what transpired in the last 2 years, all I can say is, actually, I just offered my 5 loaves and 2 fish, all that I have, all right? It could be time, talents, knowledge, experiences, resources, network, and then plus a willing heart, an open heart for God to work through us. And I just saw that, the Lord just multiplied those gifts to bless the nation. So we don't really have to be like, wow, we must be somebody, or we must be, be of a certain status or whatever. We just have to start with what we have. What are our 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish? Time, talents, skills, knowledge, experiences, anything. Just offer them to the Lord with a willing heart, with an open heart, and then let God multiply those gifts and to be a blessing to the nation. And you know what? Malaysia needs us now. We are in ICU, so, and that's my perspective anyway. I think there's a lot of things to be made right. And I believe that God wants to bring healing to our nation, and He wants to work through all of us. Yeah, we are the agents that He can bring about this healing to the nation. So, let us be open to Him and offer up our 5 loaves and 2 fish, and let God take on from there, and bring you through an exciting journey. Seriously, whatever that's transpired during these 2 years is beyond my wildest imagination. I never knew that I'll end up doing what I'm doing today. Seriously. It started with a song, and I just knew that I have to do something. And then, the Lord just take on, until, it's like, wow, when I look back, I'm just amazed by God, what God is doing. Yeah? So you can do the same as well. Just offer up what you have, pray to God, see what burden He has given to you, and then start from there. So with that, I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you very much.